Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. You've joined me for my mid-year roundup of the 10 most anticipated Kickstarters or crowdfunding projects approaching. And don't worry, I'm not going to hold on too long. I just wanted to let you know about the 10 projects that, for me, are an instant back. And along with that, yeah, I run a board game channel. You better believe that this video is going to be sent to every one of these publishers, begging for them to let me give their games a look and cover them, do gameplay, provide reviews, and let you all know what I think of them as we approach the Kickstarter. So if you're excited about any of these titles, hit that subscribe button down below because more content is on the way. And if I overlooked anything that is head over heels on your radar, let me know in the comments down below. It's easy to miss things in this space, and I don't want to look over something that the audience is excited about. So with that, let's go ahead and let you know about the 10 games that, for me, are instant backs. And I'm going to start, I'm going to start with 3 caveats, but I have good reason to start with them. First is going to be OathSworn, the second printing. The one giant 50-pound game, the giant boss battle, or the giant campaign that is arriving this week to a lot of people around the world, myself included, I hope, but I don't have it in hand yet. And I haven't confirmed if there's new content or what that new content is for the second printing, although I believe there will be some degree of new content, and I haven't had a chance to play it outside of TTS. So, it's on my list, with the caveat that as soon as it arrives, I'm going to be bringing coverage to the channel to confirm my speculation. Right now, it's one of the only games, if not the only game, directly challenging Kingdom Death for me. Number 2. This video was supposed to go out about a week ago, but I was waiting for a few other things to arrive, and it didn't quite hit in time. This is a caveat because Summit is already live over on GameFound, and this has risen in the ranks for me, especially with the new expansions, and I cannot wait to see the final and third expansion that they've dropped. Summit is a mountaineering game, a mountain climbing game that has a great solo mode, a highly rated cooperative mode, and a competitive mode that has some of the most cutthroat play I've ever seen in a board game. It's a game that West, Shira, and I have been getting to the table time and time again. We have a gameplay coming out very soon, and so it's here on the list. And number 3, the third caveat before we swing into this full-fledged, is going to be the reprint and expansions for Townsfolk Tussle. I believe they have confirmed for later this year. I think that is 100% happening. That being said, it is a small team of first-time designers and creators and publishers, and I adore Panic Roll, and I will be giving them all the support I can, but I don't know exactly when their launch date's going to be. I don't know the content they 100% have planned, and I want to make sure I put the caveat in that if it does happen in the fall, I'll be there every second of the day. But if they need to delay, if they're working on new projects, whatever life throws at them, I'm going to be here supporting them whenever the time comes. This is one that I was right about, and I'm so thrilled about that. Okay, let's get into the top 10, the official list. And number 1 is going to be a game that comes directly from my personal top 10 list from last year, and I'm actually going through and playing through my personal top 10 list again just to confirm that things slate where I expect them. When you play a couple hundred games, when you play hundreds of games a year doing coverage on the channel, it's easy for things to get shifted around, and it's easy for things to not hit the table in quite a while, and that's the case with Tainted Grail. I actually got all of my Wave 2 stuff in, and I haven't explored that system yet. I've only explored Wave 1, explored it deeply, loved every second of it, but I need to get this one to the table. We might be starting a campaign here on the channel, or doing at least a few gameplays as we approach the next statement of content, which has me really excited because unlike Tainted Grail, here, this is coming from Awakened Realms, a giant, amazing, miniature-based company, beautiful components, amazing storytelling, and their next segment in the Tainted Grail series is actually going to be a standalone adventure, a standalone game, so you don't need all the previous content to dig into it. And that's really compelling for me because there are some design things that I wanted to see iterated on, that I've seen changed and shifted as you approach things like ISS Vanguard and some of their designs as the company continues to grow. I cannot wait to see how they dive back into this core system that I loved so much and re-implement or re-explore it based off of all the feedback from you, the fans. Number 2, a game that is challenging my top 10. Whether it'll be in the top 20 or top 10, I'm not sure, but there's a few games this last year that I've had better and better experiences with as we've been playing them. Moonrakers is going to be that title. I love this game, but I love this game based on the fact that I have continued to play it with the brand new expansions that are coming out. There's actually 3 expansions on the way and some mind-blowing stuff I've never seen another company do. So stay tuned. It's under embargo for the moment. But Moonrakers is this negotiation game. You're flying out into space, developing your tableau. It's going to be a deck-building game where you get your hand of cards better and better and better, but all the time you're going on missions trying to talk everyone else in the game state into working with you. And it does it so well. But it does have these caveats, these moments where the game doesn't progress fast enough, or people stop working together. And Binding Ties and the Overload expansion are so good. There's a 3rd expansion there that I don't know if the official name is out yet, so I'm going to leave it silent, but let me just say this. If you like negotiation games, this one should be on your radar quickly. Number 3. I only have the cover here. I'm waiting on the actual prototype to show up. I stole this from Origins, where I got a chance to look at it for the very first time. This is Rove. This is coming from the company that made you the Crimson Scales, a fan-made, the most ambitious fan-made expansion I've ever seen for Gloomhaven. They ended up printing and delivering 2 waves of print to the people that wanted Crimson Scales, and they're coming out with their own title called Rove, which is an exploration in the dungeon crawl system, the story-driven system, the card play system, but here you're going to be actually working with a tableau of cards that flip front and back as you use them, so there's a little bit of programming in it. It's built in this sentient kind of avatar-like world, and it's really fun and really ambitious. I'm a sweetheart for indie publishers. I'm a sweetheart for people who do things for the fan community, and so that does have me biased a little bit, but I cannot wait to get the prototype in so I can show you all exactly why I'm so excited about this title. Moving down to number 4. A game coming from a well-established creator, person in the industry, Game Trays. I mean, the company that makes, literally I have them sitting over here, the company that makes all of our little inserts and divots and nobules and basically makes the best inserts in the entire industry, is coming out with their own title called Forsaken, and they're doing it soon. This is going to be a play on sort of a space opera Western Legends style game where you have this open world environment to explore, various narrative paths for characters that you're choosing, and a ton of different quests, abilities, and things that you're trying to resolve throughout the course of play. And this really is an environment where open world is taken to the nth degree. I've been able to play it. I actually have a secret first look with a print and play prototype over on the Patreon, so if you're desperately curious about what it is all like, swing over there to check it out, but we should have the official final prototype here soon, and I'm excited for 2 reasons. 1, they have a rock star cast of designers. They've been working on it for years. The artwork and the gameplay for an open world game is really great, but on top of that, it's coming from Game Trays, which they're going to have a chance to just show off their manufacturing skills in this game. If you want deluxeified, things that slide and bob and dip into each other, inserts and trays that can be used on the table, it's going to be the best you've probably ever seen. Moving down, number 5. One that Shiro, I'll be honest, would not agree with me on is going to be Dodo's Riding Dinos. But that's okay. I don't need Shiro to agree because Tom Vassell will play this with me any day of the week, apparently. This is a dexterity racing game where you're throwing and lobbing various objects and items across the board to try to upset your fellow competitors, and they have an expansion on the way. More content for this gem of a game. It is an award-winning game. It is probably on my list of top 10 drinking games, and for me, this just sets the tone for fun, take that helter-skelter dexterity games. And that's a tight market considering Crokinole has the space dominated for strategic dexterity. Dodo's Riding Dinos is just pure fun. Moving down, from Sinister Fish Games is going to be Moon. Now, if you liked Villagers and you like Streets, I don't think I need to convince you of anything other than this beautiful artwork and this box that I have in front of me here. These are iconic titles, and two titles that have been in my core collection for a long time, but Moon. Moon is a game that I've been really enjoying. It's going to be exploring a drafting mechanic, so cards going around tableau, and you're trying to build out a moon base as rapidly and efficiently as possible, going down, I think, 5 different lines of production, from like the settlers that you're getting, the science, the research, the infrastructure, all of that. And so you're drafting cards and playing them down on the tableau. But there's an interesting mechanic that they've introduced where the hand of cards you're passing around will also have special abilities tied to it. And so you have this ebb and flow throughout the play. Moon is really, really nice. I cannot wait to see it launch, and I can't wait to bring you content. We have a prototype sitting right next to us, so we, of course, will be doing that. Moving down, we have Andromeda's Edge. Now, if you're a fan of, what is it? I'm completely blanking. Anytime I have to remember a very specific name, my brain goes, no, we're not going to do that. It's just not possible. Andromeda's Edge is a game coming from Luke Laurie, published by, again, my brain is... Peter Vaughan, the publisher that brought you Flamecraft, the publisher that brought you Mission Catastrophe. I don't know why my brain is exiting on this game. I'm going to look it up because I literally had it right here. Look, Andromeda's Edge. I had it right here on my phone. Luke Laurie, I remembered that name, and it's Dwellings of Eldervale is the context that I was looking for. So Luke Laurie's the designer of Dwellings of Eldervale. Andromeda's Edge is going to be another worker placement game, a giant explorative game in that environment, in that world. We're going to be doing coverage post-Gen Con for this, and I'm really excited for this title. I was able to check out a little bit of the elements of it with Peter at one of the conventions recently, but here's the thing. Based off of how well Luke Laurie is known in the industry, based off of how excellent Dwellings of Eldervale has been received, and has continued to be received throughout its longevity, this worker placement game is going to be striking all the right chords for myself and for a lot of you watching. I know there's a ton of people that are already excited about this. I don't know that I need to hype people up. I'm just letting you know I'm going to be there day one backing it with you. Moving down. The only RPG I have on this list, and I know, forgive me, but I had to add this one in, Humblewood has to be here because they have another Kickstarter on the way, and despite the fact that I do not play RPGs as much as I would like, this is a D&D supplement based in an amazing world of adorable forest creatures, and it's all I've ever wanted. As a fan of Redwall, as a fan of Brian Jacques, as a kid that grew up reading all of these books, living in the woods, I just adore anything that gives me sentient forest creatures and mythology and an RPG supplement along with it. I need to play more RPGs. We're working on a one-shot in the Humblewood universe approaching the Kickstarter itself, so we should have content for you soon, and potentially you'll be able to see Shira, Devin, West, and myself, as the DM, of course, diving into this space. If that's something you're excited about, let us know, because if there's enough hype, we'll do it no matter what. Moving down, one of the things I've actually been waiting for this week that just arrived is one of the pieces of 8. This is Dead Reckoning Letters of Mark, and this is a special promotional copy. We're going to be doing coverage for it. I'm very excited. Dead Reckoning is the first game that Board Game Co. and I ever played together. Ever covered together, and it's so good. It's this sailing game where you're building up your cards, you're sliding in these clear plastic cards into sleeves that grow your tableau, kind of your deck building, but it's deck creating or card crafting style gameplay. And Letters of 8, I haven't actually looked into what it is covering as heavily. I know it's going to be introducing some more pirate ships. I think it's going to be introducing some more stories, so more of the explorative, the narrative elements of Dead Reckoning. But Dead Reckoning is a permanent shelf in my collection, and so expansions that come out for it immediately pique my interest. We'll have coverage of that very soon. And the last thing, just looking through everything here, the last thing on my list is a game that we have been anticipating for the better part of 2 years now, Bloodstone is coming back to Kickstarter. This time, not published through Skybound, but published through Druid City Games. Very excited for this. That's a helter-skelter skirmish game. We spoke so highly of it back in the day. I know they have redesigned, re-implemented, reapproached the way that they're bringing it to the consumer to make it more cost-friendly, to make the content even that much greater. And so I am insanely excited to see what they've actually came up with. And that's my list. I'm going to leave links down below so you can follow any of these titles and get excited. But honestly, if you made it to this part, let me know what you're excited about. If the audience, if the community is hyper over something, I will start harassing the publisher, letting them know that I want a chance to give a first look at it and share it with you, the audience. The cool thing is, they only made 8. They only made 8 of these, right? Like, that's it. They can't make 732 or 5,000 that all of you are going to be getting. But because we have an audience and because we have people that come and play and because we're able to like showcase things here on the channel, I get a chance to show off and celebrate and be excited about all of these things that as a hobbyist, I'm just already excited about. So, if you're a nerd, if you're a hobbyist, if you're a board gamer like me, stay tuned. We have so much good stuff coming down the road. Hit that subscribe button in anticipation of all the coverage we're going to be bringing. And of course, let me know, what are you the most excited about this next year? And with that, I've got some games to play. I'll see you next time. Bye.